showed you the house that I was born in, if I took you on a tour of my city of Louisville, I can't take you to the house I was born in because that neighborhood is too dangerous. One of y'all might get hurt. Right? That house is nasty and raggedy, and it's in a nasty, raggedy neighborhood. So stop talking to me about how rich people and professors don't know what it means to be poor. That's another, I think, tactic that divides people. You should be learning from all the black people. In fact, how many of you started off broke and now you have some money? Give me a yes in the comments. If you started broke, some of y'all started rich and now you're still rich. And maybe some of you started rich and you're poor. How many of you started poor and now you're doing well? Now, maybe you don't have all the money you want. You clearly have ambition. Maybe you want more. That's okay. Keep going. But how many of you like started here and now you're here? Right? Look at all those yeses in the chat. And anybody who's skeptical, I want them to look at how many people are in here saying yes right now. So what I want to understand is this. Why are we listening to fake leaders and stupid politicians when you have your teachers right here in your community? You have people right there next to you that can explain to you the choices they made that helped them to get out of poverty, they helped them to get out of their situation. We got people in here. I mean, there's one brother I speak with regular. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to embarrass him. Did 20 years in prison, and but he comes to class faithfully. He has studied stock options. He's becoming a better dad to his kids, and he'll text me. He'll say, "Hey, I'm doing this for my kids, doc." And da, da, da. And I mean, you got so many people in our community that are absolute freaking heroes from Mia across the board to the Kendall and Karen and all of you, a lot of you, and to me it's so fascinating that they act like black people like that don't exist. They just want to act like you're not real, like you're Russian bots or something. They always say you're a Russian bot if you don't agree with what they tell you to think. And so a lot of the challenge when it comes to the wealth building is not really access to information and knowledge. That's actually quite easy. It is not really access to resources because black people have a lot of money. That's why so many people get rich off black communities. It's really dealing with mindset. It's dealing with the amount of brainwashing that's been just so overwhelming. It's like wait, I have a PhD in finance and you're explaining to me why building wealth is impossible. Like that's what I studied incessantly, 10 hours a day for the last 30 years. I could probably tell you a couple of things, but you're too busy telling me why it's not possible. And one of the things I also understand deeply is the subconscious mind. And I know for a fact that if you are that convinced that it's not possible, then you are 100% correct. You have created your own reality. You have used the power of your mind against yourself. Like I can't penetrate that. I can't like they say it's really hard to win an argument with a smart person, but it's impossible to win an argument with an ignorant person, right? And it's not even ignorant. It's like when you're determined to be ignorant, like you don't know what's going on, but you're convinced that you do know what's going on. So you're not even open to hearing new ideas. That's a wall I can't penetrate, and it's a wall I don't try to penetrate. So don't try to fight with your relatives who don't believe you. Just let them exist. And what'll happen though is once you start succeeding, I guarantee you, they're gonna start paying attention and they're gonna come to you. And maybe you have to use brute force. Maybe they'll come to you and ask to borrow money. And then at that point, you can lecture them and say, okay, I want collateral and I need you to listen to me and I'll pay you a certain amount of money. I did this with one of my relatives.